It's one of the Grade 1 listed buildings along the Swan in Lavenham, and it was built as a religious building, but nowadays it's a museum which tells the stories of Lavenham, so people can come and find out all about why Lavenham came to be here and how it survived. Well, it was a very wealthy town in medieval times from the production of wool and cloth, and that reached its peak in the early 16th century when we were recorded as one of the 14th richest town in England. But very shortly after that, only a generation later in fact, the wealth just plummeted. Several things happened to seal Lavenham's fate. Henry VIII was at war with people on the continent, which was our prime market. The Flemish weavers were coming over in huge numbers and settling, bringing with them much new, finer, more fashionable cloth. And so all those rich merchants who built up huge funds of money and rebuilt Lavenham in grand style took their money and left. And Lavenham really has left a bit of a backwater for about 300 years. So it's a lovely quirk of fate that when all the people left, nobody could afford to rebuild the houses. Had the money stayed here, everyone would have wanted to rebuild their houses in that nicely fashionable brick. But now we have 321 listed buildings in this little village, so it really is a very special place. Well, we've had lots of things happen in the Guildhall really. We've had several bits of filming done there, as you do here at the Swan as well. But we were very lucky in getting a Heritage Lottery grant a little while ago, so we're transforming the museum and very much bringing out the people stories of the people behind both Lavenham and Guildhall. And we've got some lovely characters coming out. Just one of them, Widow Snell, who was the workhouse keeper, who had some very strange ways of curing illness. I mean, the architecture of Lavenham is quite special because it is a snapshot in time. The whole of South Suffolk is a lovely area and of course very close to Constable country as well. But timber was the choice of building material for all these areas because there is no naturally occurring stone around here. And so in Lavenham, everything was rebuilt during its heyday. So you've got a snapshot of time where in other places there are buildings from much earlier, but there are also buildings from much later periods. So people say it does look a bit like a film set, but it really is quite unique. Absolutely, there's not just history here. There is something for everyone. It's not just a pretty place to come. We've got very unique shops, galleries. You won't find any high street shops in Lavenham. They're all unique. So it's a great place for the ladies to come when they want to buy gifts and treat themselves to a few things, and there are some lovely restaurants and shops. Got one of the best ones here. So.